Binge watching point of no return. Netflix is using big data to identify the moment a viewer becomes hooked on a show. The streaming giant analyzes data from its over 50 million subscribers to discover how many episodes it takes for someone to move from watching one episode to nonstop viewing of the entire season. Joining us now to discuss the technology behind Netflix's BuzzFeed senior tech writer, Charlie Warzel. I know this works. I saw Breaking Bad was 2. That was correct. Sons of Anarchy for me 2. That was correct. And then Saul was 4, and I didn't make it to 4.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop?
As a result, I didn't watch Better Call Saul.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty amazing just how much data they collect, and then how many people have working on this. I mean, they have hundreds of people at Netflix, and if you go on their jobs page right now, there are probably 45 data and engineering jobs. I mean, they love to mine.
And what are they going to? Okay, so now they know that Breaking Bad took only 2. What do they do with that info?
What they're doing, and what some people love, and what some people find a little bit dystopian, is they're using this data to help engineer these shows.
Yeah,
so House of Cards,
right?
House of Cards has everything from the color palette to the idea of we're going to go out and we're going to buy this show about political intrigue, and the idea of a strong female lead who is. They've created all these different micro genres and subcategories.
So then they are going. That would seem to indicate. I mean, this is just one thing that they do, but they're going to be content generators more than just a means for me to watch.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
that's definitely their goal.
They have tons of original programming. I mean, if you go on there, you see that it has more than doubled in the past couple of years. And, I mean, they really understand what people want and can go out there and shop.
Well, they don't give me. They don't give me. I'm sorry. They don't give me what I want, Charlie. They don't. And I think that the old Netflix, couldn't you? If you paid for the monthly fee, couldn't you order any movie and they'd send it to you and you could watch it and then send it back?
Yeah.
Now I can't. There's lots of movies I want to show my kids. I've never found one that I can watch. So on Netflix, I can get all the old reruns of whatever and watch those. But with that $9 a month, whatever it is, I can no longer find a movie that would I have to get it sent to me or something? They changed their they changed their business. Why can't it be there? Why can't I pay to watch something for $3?
The licensing issues that they have worked out are complicated, and I think that there are still people that lag behind a little bit. But
what lag behind in terms of technology?
In terms of understanding,
in terms of learning how to work this,
and honestly,
well, how should I watch movies I want to watch, Charlie? How should I watch them?
You've got Amazon Prime. Grab your Apple TV.
I got what I got Xfinity. I find them there. On lovely Comcast.
And you can still call up all those movies.
Yeah, I'll find them there. I'll pay. I don't mind paying. But I want it and I can't get it.
I mean, the reality is, I think with things like with Apple TV and Roku and all these devices, you can go now and
I don't know what that is.
Netflix is just one part of that sort of cord-cutting pie.
Well, but you talk about the cord-cutting pie. If you got to add all this other stuff, you get right back to the same prices. So you're not going to get any of this cheaper. It may be different offerings. It's not going to be cheaper. But I want to go back to what you were talking about. Reverse engineering some of the content that comes out. I understand why they're doing it. It seems like everybody in business is trying to find a better way to use data to really make sure we're smarter about how we do this. My guess is the people who push back are the creative content people who think, no, this is my art form and this is how I do it. And you're not going to tell me that I have to do X, Y, and Z. It becomes very robotic at that point to kind of knock out.
Well, there's a little bit of both there. I mean, House of Cards wasn't necessarily, engineered in a laboratory by a bunch of data scientists, but it was purchased. You can go through, and it sort of helps, the people who are acquiring these new shows and, determining where they want to put resources.
To figure out a hit in advance instead of take a flyer on it.
It's a research and development department, essentially.
Have you got a good handle on why networks seem to be lagging behind the ability to have a huge, cultural hit?
Well, I mean, I think it's hard, given the constraints of
cursing,
what you can
sex,
do on NBC, on ABC.
You need more episodes. You need stars to sign on to 20 episodes instead of signing on to 6 or 8. But I'm gonna let you finish. But I think it's to assume that Amazon, to assume that Netflix, to assume that all these content providers aren't going to run into the pilot that doesn't work and all the money that I mean, it's hard to develop a hit, and they've been lucky. AMC, look how they've done. I mean, Breaking Bad and Mad Men and Walking Dead. Sooner or later, they're going to come up with, Joey or something that you spent a lot of money on that doesn't work, aren't they?
I think that's true. I mean, there are shows on Amazon and on Netflix that sort of don't make it into the conversation in the same way that House of Cards or something like that does. But I think what you get to see is there's a lot of money they can throw behind it, and also, Netflix can say, okay, we're going to have you for 12 episodes, and so we're only going to take 12 episodes of your time. If you're going on a full run on network, that's 24 a season, and that can be really difficult. So I think the demands are, we're going to build something, we're going to throw sort of that HBO way of doing things. We're going to throw a lot behind it and make prestige television.
They've had a couple of bombs, too, though, but they've had a lot of, one after another, Sopranos, and then Game of Thrones. What was in between there? There was a couple of good
Sex and the City was there.
Not Sex. Thanks, Andrew.
They got a lot. They got a lot of success from that. It did well for them.
Blind. I watched a couple of episodes of that.
Now they've got True Detective.
True Detective. Yeah. Except this season didn't do so well. I didn't finish that one.
I haven't finished it either.
Maybe you can catch up on,
you know what I do?
Netflix.
But I
don't know.
I watch the Lincoln commercials because he's got to come back.
Matthew McConaughey. Yeah. Charlie, thanks for coming.